Hello, and welcome to London Pinball.
Hey there, it's Corey with London Pinball, and today I want to talk to you about drop targets. These drop targets are on a Gottlieb System, like this, and many of them are broken. So I'm going to replace all of them. I've already done all of this bank here, and now I'm going to do this bank here. And replacing drop targets on a Gottlieb machine is not necessarily the most intuitive thing, so I figured I would make a quick video and show you how to do it. You can also see that I've flipped the playfield upside down because doing that makes life way easier than having to replace drop targets when the playfield is in the vertical position. So it's really easy. You just literally flip the playfield upside down. If you want, you can put down a blanket on the rails of the machine to protect the plastics and whatnot. I didn't do that because I'm going to be replacing the plastics on this machine anyway, and they are all broken already, so not a big deal. Anyway, let's get started. So the first thing you'll need to do is remove the brackets. So you'll see here, there's a screw here and another one here, and then two more on the other side. Once you remove the screws from the playfield, then you can access the drop target assembly a lot easier. All right, so once you've got all the screws off, the drop target assembly can be moved around like this. You're going to want to remove these screws here. This gets the back plate off. You'll see these little L brackets are held on with those screws that also hold on the back plate as well. Once those 4 screws are off, or however many, depending on the size of the drop target bank, then the back plate comes right off. And you'll notice there's a switch here, which you'll mangle in the process of doing all of this. Just make sure when you put it all back that it's nice and straight. And then once the assembly is put back in place, you gotta adjust that switch, make sure it's all good. Now, Gottlieb in later years, I think starting in 1980, they realized that this assembly is a pain to work with, and they started making these brackets with these notches here removed, which made life way easier for replacing drop targets, because you'll see here you can't obviously remove the drop target like that with those notches in there. So for these earlier ones, you can do two things. You can either grab your Dremel and remove these slots, which a lot of people do, and that's totally fine. Or you can just loosen this bottom bracket off, and you'll see in a moment it's just as easy to do it that way. So 1 second. Now you'll notice I'm not removing that whole bottom plate. I'm just making it so that I can loosen it up like that. And if you remove it, then it becomes a floppy mess and it's a pain to deal with. So I don't bother, but you'll see here underneath there's a spring here, and you want to remove that spring completely, which is also a mild hassle. It's easier if you get a little tiny screwdriver or something like this, and then you can just gently pull that spring out like so. Save these springs, don't fling them across the room. Once you've removed the spring, you'll see you can just pull that drop target out like this. Now, these new drop targets came from Pinball Resource. You can also get them from Marco Specialties or your favorite pinball parts retailer. So, first step is to insert the new target grab the spring that you previously flung across the room. You want to install that spring first, and then you're going to hook it back onto the arm underneath, and then slide the arm into the slot, and then reinsert the target that way. So again, target goes in, oops. Put the target in the right way, it's helpful. Target goes in, then the spring. Like that. There, now all 4 targets are in, and you can reinstall the back plate. Tighten up those screws on the front first, I suppose. All right, now I'm going to reinstall the bracket into the hole, the assembly into the hole for the targets without trying to mangle up that 10-point switch too badly. All right, so those are all in there nicely. I can tell they're working just fine. And I'm going to flip the playfield over and you'll see the finished product. And there you have it. There's the new drop targets up top that I just replaced, and all of the new ones down below. Still a lot of work to do on this game. I haven't cleaned it and replaced the rubbers or anything yet, but that'll come. Also got somebody converted this game to a System 1 soundboard. It originally came with chimes, so I'm going to replace the chime box and give it back its original charm. Anyway, that's replacing drop targets on a Gottlieb System 1, and this applies to pretty much all Gottlieb machines from this era. Hope you found this helpful. Goodbye.